Hi, I am Gas, and this is Millennium 7. This is an update about the ongoing attack by the US and Israel against Iran. In this update we are discussing something that others don't tell you, and I don't know why. There is a new type of cruise missile that has never been seen before. We will see interceptors doing insane stuff. We will witness the first operational use of something that we would have never expected, and we will be watching together some F-35 artistic colorations. Let's get into it. In this picture we saw a Tomahawk missile being launched by US ship. As you can notice, the missile is black, while historically the Tomahawks have always been painted white. The Tomahawk, as you know, are very common in US Arsenal cruise missiles. The current variant, the Block 5, has a range of about 1700 kilometers, and it flies to that distance at low altitude, at high subsonic speed, around Mach 0.75, which is about 920 kilometers per hour. It is very accurate, and the United States have made large use of this weapon in all the conflict of the last 40 years. This new black color is probably indicative of some level of radar-absorbing material coating that was never used before. I suppose this had to be expected, but this is the first time that we see it. But there is something else. In this picture we saw a Tomahawk with forward-swept wings, which is bonkers. I've never seen anything like this before. Forward sweep wings, other than being cool, also reduce the induced drag, particularly at high subsonic speed, that is, particularly at the speed at which the Tomahawk is flying. However, it does this at the cost of some pretty severe structural problems, particularly connected with maneuvering the aircraft. This is the reason why that apart a few prototypes, this solution never became popular. So are the designers just trying to squeeze a few kilometers per hour in speed and maybe 100 miles or so in range? Well, I don't think so. I think that the wing sweep is there because somehow with that specific weapon, with that specific missile, and we don't know the designation yet, we didn't even know it existed, there has been a rearrangement of the internals, so the balance of the missile, the center of gravity has changed. And since the position of the wing and the aerodynamic cord is important for balancing every aircraft, including a missile, they probably didn't want to move the position of the wing, but they needed to move the aerodynamic cord a bit forward. So that's probably the reason. It's either more fuel or a bigger warhead, probably, that caused this redesign. Now, where another is quite curious, and it was never seen before. So this video is showing Patriot interceptors defending Al Udeid in Qatar. Not all the explosions that you see are interception. For example, well, this one is indeed an interception because it is a big flash. These others are the self-destruct system that destroys the missiles when they can no longer reach the target. And this one is, well, it is a dud. It is an interceptor that malfunctioned, and as you can see, it was quite risky because it could impact anything that was around the missile battery. Notice how many interceptors have been launched. I honestly wonder what does Zelensky thinks of this. In this other video we see a Patriot battery trying to hit a missile, launching the usual couple of interceptors. They arc in the sky, they loop around, and miss the target. Then a third interceptor is launched, but it misses as well. and then we have a big boom. It is possible that the missiles that we are seeing are actually MARVs, that is maneuvering warheads, which exist exactly to throw off course the interceptors. One of the questions that are still open is how many interceptors are available to the coalition and how many missiles are available to Iran. This balance will be very important to determine the final result of this conflict. We obviously don't know how many. These are classified numbers. There is a number that is bouncing around, that is that the Americans have used 150 Tahad interceptors just in the first day, which would be, an important number. So in case you two have never met before, let me introduce to you Lucas. Lucas is American, but it has a shared ancestry, part Russian and part Iranian. So Lucas is a drone or a loitering munition beta built by Spectre Works in the United States as a derivative of a target training drone that was built exactly to train the US forces in intercepting Shahed or Geran-like drones. This should be telling us that this drone has similar performance with the Shahed or the Geran. It is not exactly a copy of the other two because it's American built, the components are American, and it integrates in the American communication network. But it is absolutely clear that the concept is exactly the same and the mission would be exactly the same as the Russian and the Iranian counterparts. So we used to think that the configuration of Geran and Shahed was unmistakable, but now, well, that's no longer true. It could be Iranian, it could be Russian, it could be American. This is an official picture released by the United States Department of War of the F-35s that are now off the coast of Iran. As you can see, their color is this sort of brownish, yellowish, potentially maybe even goldish. It is completely different than the standard F-35 color, and we have had official declaration from Lockheed Martin and the Department of Defense that the coloration doesn't affect the low observability, so at least we are told. I mean, I wonder if they would ever say something different. And the cause is the oxidation of the metal particles on the surface of the F-35 skin. This is something well known. It's not the first time it has been observed, but this raises one issue. I really would like to understand how much work, how much resources are necessary to restore the aircraft at the end of the deployment, because the F-35 doesn't have, or at least doesn't have everywhere, a low observability coating. Low observability is guaranteed by the composites that are used to build the aircraft skin. So I really would like to understand if it is something superficial or it is something that goes deep into the panels. I couldn't find anything about this, and if you know, please let me know in the comments below. So if you appreciated what you saw, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, but also, if you can, become a member, join the Patreon. All the links are in the description below. And if you like it, maybe you can also buy some merchandising. So this is it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.